I know it sounds incredibly trivial, but given how much Twitter was optimized for like very fast engagement, I have to say, man, the new Twitter update is like so bad to look at. I hate looking at it so much. It genuinely like looking at a tweet and then quickly moving my eyes down to just a flurry of numbers. Just this clunky, disorganized mess of information down there. It's so poorly done, you know? I imagine that they're working with a skeleton team when it comes to proper UI design. You just hate it because you hate Elon. If you actually think that, and I assume you're joking, but if you actually think that, I genuinely think you're delusional. I feel like this is as close as you can get to like an almost objectively bad UI update. It's so it's so bad. Even just looking at the desktop version, man. Nobody cared about how many views these tweets got. I haven't seen anyone speak positively. It used to be the likes were up front, right? And it's like, oh, 23,000 likes. Oh, 500 likes. So it's, and then they swapped the replies, retweets, and likes. It's just it's so annoying to look at. It's worse on the phone than it is on the desktop. Yeah. If then you click on this, views corresponds to comments, retweets and quote tweets here, likes here. Why wouldn't the comments be on the other side? I don't know. It's very ugly. When you said that it doesn't seem like a big deal, but that'd be super annoying, actually. Well, UI design it's UI design isn't exactly like a unknown science at this point. We have a lot of information when it comes to what it takes to make a good UI, and this is in defiance of that. It to such an extreme degree that it comes across as like kind of a joke. Elon going full nanners mode, not full nanners mode. Twitter CEO claims there's a warehouse somewhere with 10,000 phones and that there are workers with 100 phones who are trolling his polls. It really does come down to mental illness, doesn't it? It really is a nanners really is a nanners take. Well, since we have inevitably made our way over to Elon Musk, I feel like we should probably make note of the fact that his stock is plummeting in Tesla. Oh my God. Down nearly 10% just today. Unbelievable. Uh like absolutely plummeting. Look, just over the past 5 days it's dropped 21%. That is genuinely insane. I mean, just from yesterday to today, a drop of $10 per share. It's an unbelievable. Why can't this shit happen to Bezos next? Because Amazon is a competent, well-run company that has a monopoly on an unimaginably useful service, whereas Tesla is a company that barely makes cars. When it does make them, they're not high quality and they're overpriced, and relies largely on goodwill and subsidies offered because of Elon Musk's reputation as an eccentric genius. Because Bezos is not fully nanners. Is he even the CEO anymore? Amazon is certainly more competently run than anything Elon Musk has anything to do with. It's just a ridiculous drop. Look at this. Oh my God. No wonder Elon was so obsessed with fighting back against the publishing of assassination coordinates, because the Tesla shareholders are going to be going after him soon. Oh my God. Um, this is dangerous. What is this bit? Oh yeah, here we go. In an easy visual graphic, simple infographic. Why Tesla's stock is doing what it's doing. Child detected. Unfortunately, when people think electric vehicles, they think Tesla. It's going to be hard to overcome goodwill. Oh, of course, Vermin. Yeah. If ever you hear that line, I think Neil deGrasse Tyson, that piece of shit, dropped that line the other day of like, well, at least Elon is helping to popularize electric cars, as though he's the engineer or like the marketing manager or whatever. But here's a critical point. They're not. Tesla cars are charged with proprietary Tesla charging ports, meaning that they don't contribute to the ease of access for electric cars broadly. It would be the equivalent of coming out with a new car, like a new brand, and making it so that it could only be filled up at gas stations owned by that car company, and other cars can't use them. It's insane. Um, yeah. That's like Apple shit. That is like Apple shit. Though the difference being that for Apple, it's like a $10 to $15 like charger, and for Tesla, we're talking about constructed infrastructure that actually does like determine in large part the accessibility of like charging stations outside the home. And yeah, they sell their carbon credits, meaning that all the good they do by making electric cars just gets undone by other companies um, burning through it. Apple does have a $995 monitor stand. Well, heinous, yes, but not exactly what we're talking about. Can you jailbreak your Tesla? Not in a way that doesn't void the warranty, but probably. In Europe, it's not as bad. Tesla adds third-party fast chargers to its navigation in Europe. However, the chargers have to meet Tesla's performance and reliability standards to be added. How the f is a charger going to fall below Tesla's performance and reliability standards? They can't add a charger to their car because it doesn't catch on fire easily enough, you know? A Tesla engineer tapping their proposed addition and saying, but how easily will it explode under duress? Didn't Neil deGrasse Tyson sexually harass some people? I don't know, probably. I hate him, so let's just say yeah, probably. Yes, I'm making it happen right now. In my mind, I'm making Neil deGrasse Tyson sexually harass people. Oh my god, it's so bad. All right, yes. Arrest him. Take him away. Why do you hate him? Because he goes out of his way to be unlikable. Because every time he says anything in the public space, it's not just about being smug as a joke. Like, he seems to be legitimately, like, a very off-puttingly smug person with an overly high opinion of their, like, worth contribution. He's kind of like the opposite of Bill Nye, in that Bill Nye understands he just has a bachelor's degree and works on science popularization, whereas Neil deGrasse Tyson seems to, like, really lean in to like what seems to be like an assumed image of wanting to be treated like an actual advent of scientific thought, which I mean he's not. He's a science popularizer. It's not wrong to be that, you know. I'm not a political theorist. I'm a popularizer. Whatever. Not to mention all of the sexual harassment that I just made him do. He also spreads misleading info about cosmology. Well, wouldn't it be wouldn't it be enough to dislike him literally just for the tweet that he put out the other day about Elon Musk? Any kind of Elon Musk apologia, as far as I'm concerned, is enough. While casting shade on Elon Musk for what he's done, is doing, or will do, try to pause to remember he made electric cars a normal thing in society. No, he didn't. He sells overpriced wannabe like wannabe high-end electric cars by buying a company that already exists. He didn't create these cars. He didn't popularize it. He just bought the company. And then he, sold them in a way that made their technology and their charging spaces non-accessible to other electric cars. Electric cars have been around for a century. And then he commercialized space. I don't want space to be commercialized, dude. And also, no, he didn't. The engineers at SpaceX are the ones who are doing the work, not Elon. I genuinely just cannot believe how much people like buy into that idea. The idea that if you're the CEO of a company, if you've bought a company or whatever, that means that all of the hundreds of engineers and workers underneath you, all the stuff they did, actually you did it now. That's insane. I like that is legitimately like a delusional cultish belief on par with divine right to rule. Like if you went back 500 years, you would probably find a lot of people who thought that being a monarch meant that God chose you for that familial line. And if you met millions and millions of people who believe that, you would think like, wow, this is pretty weird. But we live in a system right now where millions and millions of people will go, oh, yeah, dude, he bought the company that then ended up having engineers and doctors who produce something cool. Ah, that means he did that. They believe that. They think that. Isn't this a reason to be like anti-corporate leader and pro-co-op? Yeah, absolutely. You can't really get away with this bullshit in any kind of worker cooperative because the system is structured then to like emphasize the fact that workers are working together towards an outcome, you know? If they were honest about this, I could buy it, right? If we weren't talking about Elon Musk's bullshit, if you wanted to say like, look, did Steve Jobs make the iPhone? No. No, he didn't. But did Steve Jobs have a lot of like business acumen? Did he have a lot of drive and vision and that helped like shape his company to develop the iPhone? Yeah, I do believe that. I think Steve Jobs certainly contributed a lot to, the systems and the corporate culture that allowed the iPhone to blow up and shape the smartphone market in the way it did, but that would be like an honest assessment of what he's done and what he's said. Um but you couldn't say like, yeah, dude, Steve Jobs made the iPhone, you know? Now in Elon Musk's case, from what I've heard from people who work at, Tesla, and from what I've seen him doing on Twitter, I don't think he's had anything to do with anything anywhere. I think that every productive thing done at SpaceX has been done because Elon wasn't around to f it up. I think that like every productive decision ever made at any company Elon Musk is involved in has been made because there's a special team of people who follow him around with jangling keys, trying to get as much money out of him without getting his direct involvement in any project. So I don't think anything can be attributed to him outside of him being like a gigantic, like money bleeding dipshit. He has 4 different accusations, but the museum he's the director of for investigated and decided to keep him. Dr. Tyson was accused of sexual misconduct. The American Museum of Natural History said he remained director for the Hayden Planetarium. Okay. I can't believe all of that manifested from my mind. Yeah, Steve Jobs did a lot of good marketing work. In a democracy with government of the people, by the people, and for the people, I wonder whether the nation's leaders should instead be thought of as our followers. And then, a few days later, yeah, thank God for Elon Musk, who made electric cars a normal thing in commercialized space. How do you reconcile these two beliefs? Oh yeah, dude. In a democracy, it's actually the people collectively who are responsible for our stuff. But also Elon Musk did all the SpaceX innovation work. You. Fuck you. This is the perfect example of how liberalism will apply liberal political analysis to politics, but not to the economy. This is how you can get liberals who will be like, yeah, dude, democracy is one of the core values of the West. What? You worker cooperatives? Economic democracy? What the f are you talking about? Even though it's literally the same lens of analysis with no exception, like just completely the exact same idea. Democracy in systems that control your life? Good. Maybe in business? No. Okay, sure. Whatever. Oh my god. Men used to kill shit with spears and topple kingdoms. Adults are buying toys for themselves. The kinds of guys who make tweets like this all have erectile dysfunction and genuinely like consider suicide over it every day. Well, these are the most pathetic kind of. Ian Miles Chong did shit over this. Like every it's like real men used to kill saber-toothed tiger in pitched combat. Now men have cats. What the f are you talking about? You go back far enough in time, some of the earliest shit we have from like early anthropological human society is toys they wood carved for themselves. Like what do you mean? Oh yeah, dude, men used to do all these cool things. Well, then why don't you do those cool things? Well, it's different. It reminds me of how Lauren Southern, a bunch of all those like alt-right like trad wife types would make a bunch of videos on how all women need to like get married at 17 or something, and they're in their 30s just making YouTube videos to a bunch of sweaty guys who sexually harass them in the comment section. These guys worship philosophers who sat in their asses writing poems. Oh, you want to bet this guy thinks that he's into Nietzsche, even though Nietzsche would have hated this guy? What do you think Nietzsche was doing day to day, that sickly incel? Do you think he was out there killing shit with spears and toppling kingdoms? Or do you think he was, like, sobbing in his room, like, writing poetry? Yeah. Nah, he was ill. Yeah, he was several types of ill. Yeah. It's just a really pathetic, like, yeah, dude, if it weren't for all this stuff I've got, going for me, I would totally be out there, like, doing toppling kingdoms. Okay. That or they're the cringe stoicism types? Yeah, yeah, yeah. His PFP looks like he weighs 130 max. Oh. Oh, dude. Oh my god, dude. Could you even hold a spear? Jesus Christ. He's got bottom phrenology, man. Why does he have a dent in his forehead? Did you see the tweet he made? I don't know where the dent came from, but I know what it led to. Real men used to shit themselves to death for bacterial infections. Okay. They can keep doing that, I guess, if they want. This thread on Elon Musk's disastrous shareholder meeting is juicy as F. Thank you. Elon Musk just told Tesla investors that his personal Twitter account is critical to Tesla's stock price. This is so fucking funny. This is so... Imagine being a shareholder at Twitter and seeing everything plummet to the ground, like somebody's tied a rock to it and thrown it in a pond. And then, like, you're on a call where Elon Musk, sweating, is, like, shakily talking about how if he could just get these libcuck deep state bots to stop scamming out the polls for people to tell him that he needs to end being CEO on Twitter, then everything will right itself again. Unbelievably funny. Annie, you're completely correct. It is true. Elon's Twitter account is critical to the Tesla stock price. That's not a lie. There is a relationship between these factors. It's like saying that your bullhorn is like critical to the noise disruption that's been going on in the neighborhood. Or like Tesla's child detection auto drive system is critical to the 78 car pileup that ended the lives of 28 people on the 5. Like, yeah, I guess. He's now complaining Tesla is a much harder business to operate than Twitter. Me no like Tesla. Engineers say big words. At Twitter, me do polls for decisions. Which he claims to be going like a plane without controls with its engines on fire crashing into the ground after he assumed leadership. He says Tesla is going to be 10 times harder for him to run than Twitter. Not sure that's going to help investor sentiment given his disaster at Twitter. Wait, is there a transcript of this? Is there a recording of this? Why would he talk to shareholders and be like, hey, listen up. Do you see how badly things are going on Twitter? Shit's even more f***ed over at Tesla. What are you talking about? He keeps flip-flopping, trying to simultaneously claim he's not at Tesla because of the mess he got Twitter into, while claiming Twitter is an easier problem to solve. I've been surprised by the Fed's rate increases. He's done this like 58 times. He keeps talking about the Fed's putting the rate up. Who is this guy? New emote. Does he know? He keeps talking about the Feds, which have nothing to do with anything. Yeah. In simple terms, here. Tesla stock price now reflects value of having no CEO. Great job, Tesla. BOD, time for a shakeup. Please tell us your great ideas, Ross. This is him talking to one of his shareholders, by the way. To be clear, this is him talking to one of the people who has a hand in voting in the board of directors who decide whether Elon Musk gets to be CEO. As I tweeted earlier, 3 points. Tesla needs a media and comms team. Tesla needs a succession plan as well as clarity. Clarify when Elon will be back from Twitter. Tesla needs to communicate about Elon stock sales and a standstill agreement should be made. Go back and read your old Securities Analysis 101 textbook. In simple terms, as bank savings account interest rates, which are guaranteed, start to approach stock market returns, which are not guaranteed, people will increasingly move their money out of stocks into cash, thus causing stocks to drop. This is complete horseshit. This is completely made up. Nothing about the Fed interest rate increase is going to lead people to mass withdraw so many of their or to sell so many of their Tesla shares that the stock price for Tesla plummets because they want to hold it in cash during a time of unprecedented inflation in recent memory. Well, you see, the interest number went up by 1.2. So they're going to take it to money. They're going to sell the stock and hold the money. This is completely incoherent. The people who sold their Tesla stocks, the reason the price has been plummeting is because people are pulling out and selling their shares, and market evaluations going down and a bunch of other stuff like that. Those people are reinvesting in other parts of the market. They're not just sitting on cash in a time of high inflation. Nobody does that. Nobody wealthy enough to make like serious stock market decisions is going to just keep their cash under their bed. Like, yeah, dude, here's my sick investment tip, okay? Inflation's at like 7%. Let me just withdraw everything from the bank. Just sell all the shares, withdraw it all, and then just sit in it, okay? I'm just going to have a giant lockbox underneath under my bed, and it'll all be okay. It'll all be okay. Yeah, the Mr. Krabs strategy. Tesla is a speculative stock buy, so this doesn't even apply like it would to companies like Amazon. Yeah, true. You're going to see more fluctuation with something like Tesla because like it's not considered a safe bet. Tesla didn't even have any like real market value in the stock market until like 2020 or whatever, like a couple of years ago. It's not like you're putting this shit in like a safe like diversified nest egg that just slowly goes up in value over time. Yeah, mid 2020. These are like speculators pulling out. These are, market assessments going down. Anyway, this is completely incoherent. This is ridiculous. What was I saying? A lifetime Musk superfan is currently confronting Elon for his remarks about transgender children, confronting him for his horrific attack on LGBTQ plus people, tells him she sold her Model 3. Elon is not happy. Why not link to that? Elon tells the investor he will not stop attacking people like her transgender daughter. Okay, this is highly narrativized. Though knowing Elon Musk, he might have actually, who knows. The Elon fan cares about trans rights. I know it might seem like really crazy, but understand that before just a couple of years ago, Elon Musk was known as like the cool, progressive Silicon Valley tech guy. He was not associated with the Republicans in the public eye. The Teslas were like a upper middle class to upper class, like Bay Area type thing. He was known as progressive. He was seen as like an element of social progressivism in the sense that like Tesla electric vehicles, it's the way forward, it's future, it's tech, it's development, not in the sense that he was like an SJW or whatever, but the idea was if you were like a socially conscientious person who cared about like progress in a liberal sense, not in like a revolutionary sense. Elon Musk is like a cool guy, who's yeah, pushing the envelope forward. And now he's like a QAnoner. So there actually are going to be a lot of people who push back against Elon for a lot of the reactionary stuff. They're not all like Silicon Valley Peter Thiel fascists. A lot of these people are like fart-sniffing liberals who live in the Bay Area. Twitter CEO said it's very easy to buy Twitter bots. It's very cheap. Weird to admit when you're basing all your major life decisions on Twitter polls. Twitter CEO claims there's a warehouse with 10,000 phones. I own that warehouse. Elon just admitted he had to intervene and take over the autopilot system on his own Tesla on a number of occasions. I need to get like a full audio transcript of this. Oh man. I'm sure there's a recording somewhere. I've seen snippets of it, just maybe. I think we went over a little portion of it, but I didn't see the whole damn thing because I didn't expect all of it to be that bad. Oh my god.